I got my car's control module taken out. In order to do that, it was much easier to go ahead and remove the charge pipe that goes from the throttle body down to the intercooler. That's this piece right here. So the cool side charge pipe from the intercooler lets you pull this bracket off, which this is bolted onto. So that's how that's fitting in there, and then your tubing to your intercooler is right here. So I ended up jacking the car up to get access to this stuff. So it was much easier to pull it from underneath than it was working from above the car. So if you're ever trying to pull your control module out, I suggest getting it from underneath rather than up above. It was much easier for me, and it made getting to these plugs easier as well. There's a little red tab you have to lift up. After the red tab's up, you squeeze the black tab and then pull the plugs out. Alright, I'll give you an update about what's going on with Diablosport when I get my stuff back. I have to mail it to them in Florida. I got my PCM module back from Diablosport. Here it is. So we're going to go ahead and install that back in, then put my intercooler pipe back on, and plug in these 3 giant plugs back into the car computer. What's weird though is they sent it in this box, but there's nothing that says like it was tested, it was fixed, what was wrong with it. I looked in my email and I have the shipping labels, but I'm curious as to what my problem was. Doesn't say who tested it, what was done to it, so I'm assuming stick it back in the car and hope for the best. So when you take your plugs out of your PCM module, I was a little concerned because I couldn't remember which plug went on top, middle, and bottom. But the nice thing is you can't plug them into the wrong spot, because if you pay attention to these little notches up here at the top, or rather the side, I guess, each one is different between this black plug, the white plug, and the orange plug. Those little notches are different, and they correspond to the notches that are right here, those little plastic notches. So you can't plug them in wrong. So that's really, I'm really happy about that. I don't have to go research it. So I'm going to get this bad boy back installed back in the car. Here's the moment of truth to see whether this worked or not. Car's running and my computer module seems to be okay back with the stock tune, and they sent this back to me, but I'll be honest, I'm nervous to even ever hook this back up again, partly because they didn't send any notes or documentation saying, hey, we tested this, or hey, we fixed this problem in your tuner, or there was a problem between A, B, and C. I have no idea what they did. They just sent it back to me. I know they reflashed my stock computer because that's working now, but what do I do with this? I don't know. I think I'll wait to hook it up until I actually call tech support tomorrow and ask about my case number and see what did they actually do with this. Because, yeah, I'll admit, 2 times this has caused my car to freeze up.